Hi all, in this video we'll try to continue our discussion on Chitra Nakshatra. In the previous video we understood Chitra Nakshatra people are generally the perfectionists, means it can be Chitra Nakshatra as in your ascendant, or your moon is very strong and it is in Chitra Nakshatra. So in any of these cases, generally this kind of the idea of perfectionism, right, comes into the picture. So its symbol is also a pole. Pole is a symbol of it. So you can clearly see a pole is formed with a lot of struggle, and then it's naturally formed. And if you look at the structure of pole, it's very fine-tuned, very much finished, right? So that is the underlying theory behind this pole. Pole indicates the perfectionism, and also after some struggle, yes, there is a very fine tuning in the life, and also there is a very uh, beauty, very much beautiness is also added here, right? So that is the underlying theory behind that pole. So that is a perfectionism after struggle. Now, the deity of this particular nakshatra we understood is a Vishwakarma, or we can also say the Twastar, a celestial architect, is the main ruling deity of this particular nakshatra. So, this particular Twastar is generally referred as Vishwakarma, the creation worker, or generally we say God Vishwakarma built heaven, right? He is said to be an adept in Maya, the illusory force which keeps alive the drama of life. The creation is nothing but the drama of your life, always, right? Vishwakarma uses his knowledge of Maya to create, mutate, and fashion new forms out of the pre-existing ones. Even if it is having, let us say, a Vishwakarma energy is seen as you give him a rock and he is going to transform it into a beautiful, perfect idol, right? So you give any kind of thing to him, he will try to fine tune it, he will try to improve it. So that is the behavior. Even the pre-existing forms are not good, then he is going to improve it. So this kind of adding some fashion to it and mutating it, transforming it, right? So this kind of act, which seems like a magic to others, it's a kind of magic, right? So you're giving something bad to a person or something hard to a person, and he is transforming that into a beautiful thing, into a very much perfect one, right? So this kind of behavior is a kind of magic also. So the Lord Vishwakarma, his workings are often done in secret, and a shroud of mystery surrounds his character and his behavior. He does it. So how he does it, no one knows. Means if you ask how the heaven is built, or just if you talk about more practical things, how the Vishwakarma community in the olden days, in the ancient India, how they built such great temples, it is also a kind of mystery, right? For today's generation, it is a very big mystery. So to understand his mysterious aspect better, we have to take our present day example, the mysterious energy. Just another example. So most of the human population on our planet are completely unaware of how normal soil containing silicon is fashioned into a computer, right? So computer, a device which has the ability to do all these magic like functions. Just imagine, with simple silicon which is present in the soil, we are trying to make chips out of it. the electronic chips, by which a whole world is completely transformed. Isn't it a magic? And that is where the Vishwakarma energy lies, right? So you can also take the example of the ancient Indian temples, how they built, how they transformed a very big rock into a very great temple with single rock, with single biggest rock. They chiseled everything and they showed you a temple, and that is there in Aurangabad in Maharashtra, right? That is Ajanta Ellora. You just see the beauty of Ajanta Ellora, how they constructed it at all. So that is where the energy of Vishwakarma is coming into the picture. So in the same way, most of the gods and other celestial beings do not have a clue as to how this Vishwakarma creates magnificent structures using the most basic elements. And what is the basic element in Ajanta Ellora? A hard rock. And just see the temple now, right? So even on our planet, see, we can see that the most important thing defining a civilization is its architecture. There's none better than Vishwakarma in material architecture, and consequently none surpasses Chitra as far as arts, crafts, design, architecture, beauty and proportion are concerned. You cannot, no other nakshatra is even able to compete with Chitra. So the beauty, the art, the architecture, the design is more than perfect, you can say, right? So Chitra is a grand illusion maker, creating delightful things, forms and objects which make us want to live. The liveliness, right? So Vishwakarma can add that liveliness with just the basic materials. Vishwakarma, even though he is friendly to the gods, has no particular elegance to anyone. He creates all lokas. You can generally say lokas means the planes of existence, a heavenly plane or the earthly plane, right? So for all races, whether it can be human race or godly race or serpent race or the demonic race, whatever it may be, for all the races, Vishwakarma created magnificent architectures. So it is Vishwakarma who fashions thunderbolts for Indra, the king of heavenly hosts. Indra is the god of gods. But his twin brother, the three-headed demon, that is Trishiras, is an enemy of Indra. Of course, that is a different story altogether. But see the greatness of Vishwakarma. That is where the energy of Chitra lies in. In ancient days, people used to say where God Vishwakarma lies, and people used to answer, Lord Vishwakarma lies in Chitra Nakshatra. He lives there. Lord Vishwakarma lives in the nakshatra Chitra. So his brother is, of course, he's a demon, the Trishiras. He's a three-headed demon, Vishwakarma's brother. So he's an enemy of Indra. So this particular duality finds expression through Chitra, a nakshatra which is very ambiguous and thus hard to classify in any fixed category of good, evil, crooked or saintly, because his brother is very much demonic. So like Vishwakarma, Chitra creates without a care for the far-reaching implications of what it is creating. So without a care for the far-reaching implications, right? So it doesn't care about what kind of implications in future may come because of this creation. So that is another negative side of Chitra Nakshatra. They create. So let us see, the computer is created and the far more implications of computer is, just see the how the human society completely changed. People are not having enough hair because of over usage of computer. People are because of laptops, people are losing their fertility also, right? And all of it because of computers. See, they become very much you can say machine minded. They are losing the liveliness. If you observe the human society, they are losing. Of course, this computers and all these things, these are adding some kind of beauty, some kind of, it's not liveliness. Previously we thought it was liveliness, but it was a kind of beauty. It's clearly adding some beauty, some comfort or whatever, but the far more implications are a bit negative also, right? So this Vishwakarma energy doesn't care about the far more implications of what it is creating. So it was the place which Vishwakarma built for, if you observe, the Pandavas, right, which in a way led to the final great war, commonly known as the Mahabharata, right? So even in the present day and age, all kinds of new weapons of war are fashioned every day by scientists, technicians and engineers. They, however, can't be held responsible for the way these weapons are actually used by politicians or the rulers or whoever. In future, these particular weapons may create a lot of destruction. So this creation aspect, a chitra is nothing but the creation of innovative things. So, and it doesn't care about the future implications of it. So that is the negative side of chitra. So it is only the power of creating, power of creation, creating some innovative things from the basic and fundamental things, and it is not having that intelligence or intelligence of checking the far more implications of what it is actually creating today. That is the main lacking energy here, right? Only the power of creation is here, power of design, power of being a perfectionist, right? So that is the chitra energy. So the essence of chitra can be summarized in one single word or one single phrase. You can say that is create, create and create, and that's the only thing, right? So in the creation there is some kind of mysterious energy involved, and also a kind of intelligence is also involved, but what about the far more implications of it? It lacks there. So chitra is a dynamic, energetic nakshatra which has a very little ability to sit still. It cannot sit. It is very it likes to involve itself in the creative activity, right? So when this creativity is in harmony with the universal functionings, all goes well for chitra natives. However, when this particular creation is not in alignment with the universal functionings or in alignment with the peace, then you can see a kind of destruction, a kind of unbalanced, selfish energy coming into the picture. So chitra natives are obsessed with appearance, a complexity, the structure and form. They are obsessed with appearance, right? So that kind of artwork. So therefore this particular nakshatra has to do with more with the illusion, the maya, right? So and glamour. Even previously I quoted one Mahabharata stuff, right? So the Maya Sabha was created by Vishwakarma, right? So after that, because of Draupadi's laugh or whatever, Duryodhana was was feeling very bad because of that laugh, and then that became the fundamental thing for the future Kurukshetra, right? So Chitra approaches things from an architectural, the aesthetic point of view, architectural point of view. So there are different levels of Maya, right? So Vishwakarma is associated with that architecture and then Maya. So there are different levels of Maya always. So it can operate on the superficial external levels, like something like a desire to project our outer beauty, to show the outer beauty only. That is one kind of Maya. And in one's need to create harmony and balance in relationships with others, right? So showing the outer beauty or showing the inner beauty or showing some mysterious energy there, whatever, there are different levels of Maya, but whatever Maya can be, it's better if it is in harmony with the relationships or with the universal functionings, right? That is better, but it is lacking in Chitra Nakshatra. So on both mundane and spiritual levels, the point here is that Chitra natives can learn to play with universal energies and utilize its complex layers of the kind of perception, right? So one thing you need to understand is it's due to this aspect that natives influenced by a Chitra Nakshatra energy never reveal themselves in social situations. They are a bit mysterious, right? So Chitra Nakshatra energy involves a perfectionism and at the same time the mysticism. So they never reveal in some social situations also. They are a bit introverted also, right? Of course they may seem to be very much friendly with others, but they don't reveal very easily. So they are always projecting a front of some kind. They try to project something, right, the Maya, but the reality is behind. So usually this is a dignified front with a hidden quality. So they look very dignified in the front end. They always try to be very dignified in the front end. The mysteriousness is always hidden. It's always back. It's very difficult to find it out. So here the Virgo, so Chitra energy acts as a bridge between this kind of the earthly sign Virgo and the airy sign Libra, and just see the first two padas, Chitra 1, 2 are in Virgo, Chitra 3, 4 are in Libra here. So the Virgo part of the Chitra, if you observe, has more core understanding of Maya than the Libra part. So Chitra 1, 2 are, they have more core understanding of this Maya, right? So the Libra part, that is the Chitra 3, 4 part, relates more to the form element. So while the Virgo part is more concerned with the intricate, detailed working of the things, so the Libra part of the Chitra is more relationship oriented, right? So Chitra loves admiration and is motivated by that in whatever it does. The admiration, it likes admiration because it is showing that beauty. Why it is showing that much of architectural skills or the Maya in the front end? It is expecting some kind of admiration, of course. So it actually loves admiration, and whatever it does, it just admire. So then it is a bit, they feel comfortable. So especially in the Libra part of this particular nakshatra, this kind of admiration plays a major role, because the Libra part is more concerned with the relationships, right? So if you admire more and more, the relationship will become more and more stronger here. So Chitra always has an element of doubt and uncertainty attached to it, due to the sun's weakness in the sign of Libra. Sun is not so comfortable in Libra, sun debilitates in Libra, right? So when sun lacks that energy, sun's energy means what? It's not, the sun is the very the confidence of a person. Sun is a king, right? So that confidence energy is sun here. So as sun's energy is lacking here, especially in the Libra part. So there's an element of doubt and uncertainty attached, right, in the Libra part mainly. So therefore its qualities and its needs to focus on structure and application of form are motivated by this inherent doubt and uncertainty here. So the Virgo part is more better in this particular area. If you talk about the form and structure, so you can say the Chitra 1-2 are more perfectionists than Chitra 3-4, because Chitra 3-4 have this kind of doubt and uncertainty. So Chitra's love for understanding how things work and how all the parts fit together generally places natives under its influence in scientific, technological and artistic fields, because they are very much excellent in these areas. So ultimately they get interest in scientific, technological research fields. If you observe, Japanese as a race are governed by this nakshatra only. Or Japanese energy can feel, right? They are very good in this scientific, technological fields. So this particular Japanese are actually governed by this Chitra energy, so which can easily be seen in their technological obsession and their attention to detailing, right? They want that perfectionism. So Chitra loves to create magic. So the Virgo part of the Chitra will create the technological gadget, and the Libra part will give it an outer form or garment to provide the aesthetic appeal, you can say. So Virgo part is more related to this technological stuff, and Chitra part is, there is also a kind of relationship energy coming into the picture here, because Libra sign is a natural sign of relationships. The relationship energy is more here. So obviously a Libra part will try to give some outer form so that the relationship with that particular gadget, let us say Virgo part of the Chitra is trying to create a technological gadget, then Libra part will try to give a form to it so that it will form a bonding or the relationship with the people it is trying to buy or it is trying to watch, right? So then that gadget is one of the excellent gadgets. So this is where, see, on a higher plane, if you observe, it is the Virgo part of the Chitra which is more sincere in trying to understand the inner workings of the universe, whereas the Libra part can tend to keep one trapped in the Maya aspect rather than going beyond it, right? So Virgo part is more concerned about the inner part, the technological aspect, right? And the Chitra part is more related to the form and the structure, because the Libra part is more concerned with the relationship. Every relationship is a Maya, right? So Chitra part, the Libra part of the Chitra is more into this Maya. They are trapped in the Maya more. So natives with Chitra rising, that is in the Chitra falling in the Chitra Lagna, this Chitra ascendant, having prominent Chitra influences, usually have some kind of well proportioned hairless bodies. If they have hair, they are constantly pruning it, even you can observe it, right? So bright lustrous eyes, you can clearly observe the thin eyebrows, so and alluring mannerisms you can observe in the Chitra people. The artistic point is coming into the picture here. It's a very beautiful thing, right? So they always have a glint in their eyes. So they are born with a natural ability to dazzle. That is the Chitra Lagna I am talking about, because Lagna means the ascendant, Chitra ascendant I am talking about. It's not the Chitra moon I am talking about here in the in this particular behavior, because ascendant shows the physical appearance. So Chitra natives have a very strong ability to attract the opposite sex. So they are usually passionate, but also have the ability to fake passions when the situation demands it, because they are associated with Maya. So they hold themselves with a certain degree of dignity which covers up their weaknesses. So what they show may not be what they are actually. There is always a mysterious side involved when you are interacting with a Chitra energy native. So Chitra natives always make a special effort to come across as completely together type of individuals. They are a bit special, right? They dazzle, they have that energy of dazzling, and they have showing something different in the front end, right? So since all of them are not altogether, especially in the present age of the Kali Yuga, so most of the effort is a kind of pretension, right? As a kind of pretension energy is also involved here, because what they show outer is not what they are. So Chitra can cause one a lot of frustration, whether it is functioning from a higher or lower level. So just like the oyster experiences irritation to produce a pearl, so there is a certain amount of pain involved in stripping away the layers of illusion and going beyond Maya. So again, this pain only operates on the egoistic plane, so which itself is a kind of Maya. The ego that you are experiencing is also a kind of Maya. So as a whole, you can clearly understand a Maya comes into the picture whenever you are talking about Chitra. A pretension comes into the picture, a mysticism coming into the picture. In the front end, you can always see the beauty, right? So if you observe the functioning of Chitra, it's an active nakshatra always. It's very active. So because it's active, because it has to create and create. So it constantly moves from one creative project to the next project. That energy is something mind-boggling, right? So in its positive aspect, this quality makes it hardworking and efficient, but in a negative aspect, it makes it obsessive and blind to the true meaning and function of life. So it may become obsessive with one of the things related to Maya, right? And it's very difficult to come out of that Maya, right? And if you see the caste related activities of this particular nakshatra, it belongs to the farmer caste, because farmers always work and work and work. They create. We are eating food every day because farmers are creating food for us, right? So even Vishwakarma, if you observe the divine architect, the lord of this particular, the deity of Chitra Nakshatra, is in a way nothing but a producer, it's a creator, in keeping with the wishes of the gods. Of course, he generally do this particular architectural things for gods, and of course in Mahabharata they did for humans also, like they only constructed Maya Sabha, right? So whoever they are working for, they actually create, right? So the ancient sages obviously regarded creating and producing things, especially on a material plane like earth, as a working class activity. That's why this Chitra Nakshatra comes into the farmers community. It's a farmer caste. In modern times, sculptures, architectures, or anybody who is involved in creating the things in this particular society, right? They all, so we cannot say it's only the farmer community. It's so many people are creating. Even when a person, when a software programmer is working on an application and creating an application, or you can just say a person is trying to create, is trying to manufacture something innovative there, and there is a kind of perfectionism involved, and there you can find the Chitra energy, right? So, but even though you can clearly understand, even though these people are very much skilled, right, but still these are the puppets in the hands of the ruling the rulers who are actually the financing them. It's a Vishwakarma really. See, in ancient days also, even though Vishwakarma community created all the temples, but who sponsored them? The kings sponsored them, right? So they had to construct as per the wishes of the king only, right? So that is one thing you need to understand here. So it's a very skilled nakshatra, it's a very skilled energy related nakshatra. It's a female nakshatra, though this classification of this ancient seers it's clearly the ancient sages also considered this as in relationship with Maya, which is a female oriented energy only, the feminine energy. Even the nature, the mother nature is also having this kind of Maya kind of attribute. So, and this Maya only is sustaining our play of life, of course. So, Chitra natives possess predominantly a feminine energy, that is one important thing, and neck and the forehead, these two are the body parts related to Chitra. So, it is a Pitta nakshatra, it is a fiery Pitta nakshatra, and it is a fiery nakshatra because its lord is of course Mars. It's a Mars is a Pitta element. Mars always involves the Pitta element, the fiery element. So Chitra is a hot nakshatra and relates to all heat and energy producing processes in the body. Wherever energy is produced, here also the creation is coming into the picture, right? So that is the energy of Chitra, and in our next video we will try to understand different padas of Chitra, how different padas of Chitra energy going to be. Thanks for watching this video.